So this is about administration and operations. Now, some people think of it as the most boring, the most boring role a VA can have. Why? Because it's repetitive. It's similar to HR work. But if you've worked in HR, if you like HR, like paperwork and stuff, don't get offended. This is the perfect niche for you, or the perfect role for you. So, as an administrator or organizer, right, you are going to be tasked with scheduling. So you're more like the behind the scenes organizer for your clients. An example for these roles would be uh, an executive assistant for a CEO, right? That's a very specialized um, VA role. And for you to be working with a CEO, you're probably going to be very busy because you're going to be scheduling. But a CEO will not just appreciate you doing things that they tell you, right? You have to be proactive. Don't just book meetings when asked. When you see a potential meeting, put a reminder, uh, put a placeholder for that matter, right? And if it comes through, schedule it. At least that way, you know, your boss will have visibility over what can potentially happen and what can potentially fall off of the calendar. Meeting preparations, they're always going to be involved in a lot of meetings. Just, don't just schedule the meetings. Also send out the agenda or potential talking points, potential discussion points to everyone who's going to be involved in the meeting. They will appreciate it because why? The more organized the meeting is, the more fruitful it becomes, the more they're able to discuss and decide on, you know, anything that's supposed to be talked on in the meeting. As an organizer, you'll also be doing email management, right? Organize emails and respond promptly, right? Your boss will appreciate that. By using email templates, you're also able to save time, which is valuable for you as a freelancer. Why? Because that leaves you with more time to work on other things. It can be in the house, it can be with another client, it can be with another business. Free time is free time. Make the most out of it. Last, keep your inbox clean. Okay? A cluttered mailbox is very distracting. It will not help you focus on the things that are very important for your boss. So you can use filters, you can use folders, you can organize them, right? So it's like being a librarian where you're cataloging emails. But it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be that consuming. When you see something that's less priority, put it in another mailbox, put it in another folder. Just keep dropping it and come back to it, when you're not too busy. So that way you can still, complete the tasks or clean the mailbox. You're also going to be required to be a data whiz. So making sure that data is clean, all information is accurate and up to date. Now, there are also going to be times where uh, you need to look for patterns or trends that can help your clients make better decisions. So you also have to do your research, right? So you're an executive assistant or a personal assistant to a CEO. Your roles can vary, but most importantly, when you see trends that they don't see, right? They will appreciate it when you bring it up to them as a recommendation. And when you do that, you have to be able to present data clearly by using simple charts and graphs with a little bit talking point that's easy to understand. As a PA or EA to a CEO, you're also going to be required to work like a project coordinator by staying on top of things, making sure that you're keeping track of the deadlines and projects are on track. Spotting potential problems is also going to be something that's, valued by your clients. If you see a potential roadblock, voice it out, raise it, flag it, and make sure that you keep everyone in the loop. If you're working on a specific project, make sure that all stakeholders, right? Or stakeholders, meaning anyone that can get impacted by the project, keep them in the loop, communicate it to everyone. Uh, Another one is if you're working for a CEO, track their expenses, right? Help your clients track their spending, okay? Because at the end of the day, they're running a business and revenue is always at the top of the game, right? Help them by keeping track of their spending. Create invoices if they need to invoice their clients, right? Help them with that. You're also going to be required at some point to learn some basic bookkeeping skills so that they can tally the end of month and the start of month. Are they making money? Where did they make most of the money? Where did they lose money? Where did they lose money? Right? If they're into selling products, which product sold the most? So obviously they want to continue that. Which product did not make the most, right? Are they going to make a recommendation to change or update that product? It's up to them. That's not your turf, but it's important that you're pointing it out to them. They will appreciate it. Tips for success. If you want to be a EA, for CEO. Number one, it's critical that you create your own systems. Why? Because you have to keep organized. Mind you, if you're doing a lot of tasks for a CEO and it can get cluttered in your head, that's going to be a nightmare. So make sure that you create uh, short, concise, step-by-step guides on how you actually do it so that you don't get confused along the way. Now, another thing when you're creating systems is take it one task, one step at a time. Okay? Because if you're doing a lot of things at the same time, chances are you're gonna miss some of them or you're gonna miss all of them. That's worse. Okay? And to help you with that, use tools that help you with these tasks, like scheduling software, project management tools, like what we said, Trello, Asana, Monday.com, or spreadsheet software, like free, Google Sheet. Last, always be learning. Always come to the meeting prepared. Always come in every day when you work by asking yourself, how can I provide more value to my client? And by asking yourself that, you're being more curious about what can I still learn to help with my client, right? If they're running a business, what is the business trend, right? How can I learn some business trends? So keep looking for ways to improve your skills.